October 13th. We're on pages 30 and 31. It's day 2 of our health article. Are you fueled by sugar?
Yeah, 我们今天要继续跟各位介绍我们昨天所讲的话题哦。我们昨天讲的东西是说，你今天吃糖了吗？Are you fueled by sugar? 我们昨天很简单的提到说，大家人们相信说，孩子要吃少一点点糖，这样他们就不会变得那么亢奋。源自于是一本书，然后呢，很多的这个父母相信说，哦，原来控制糖的摄取量就可以慢慢的去管理这个孩子的行为啊，所以很多父母就相信了，然后而且这样做了。那我们今天要继续介绍一下这个想法，还有其他跟糖有关的事情。
All right, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, paragraph
1.
Are you fueled by sugar? While these ideas about sugar and energy may seem logical, science tells us something different. Many studies tested whether people experienced a sugar high after eating or drinking something that contained sugar. These studies show that having a sugar high is just a myth. One study also looked at the behavior of parents. One group of parents was told their children drank something that contained sugar. Another group of parents was told their children drank something without sugar. In fact, all of the children had the same drink, which had no sugar. Parents who believed their children had drunk the sweet drink said their children were more hyper than usual. It shows that parents believe sugar makes their children hyper, despite the fact that it doesn't actually affect their behavior. So, what is really happening when people eat sugar? Sugar can make people feel happy. When people eat sugar, the brain releases chemicals that can make people feel good. This effect could be the reason why people think sugar gives them more energy. While sugar highs aren't real, it is still a good idea to have small amounts of sugar at times.
Okay, friends, we are on pages 30 and 31. So, Anthony, when in America, I ate pretty unhealthy. I ate like a really regular American diet.
Okay.
And when I came to Taiwan, I wanted to eat healthier because I didn't have my family there. I can make my own decisions.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I try to do when I cook, or with my wife, honestly, I help my wife prepare the food and she cooks because she's good.
Yes.
I always think about one ingredient food. So we have a box of food and we turn it over and it tells you everything in the food there, right?
Mm-hmm.
For me, I think the best thing you can do is buy one ingredient food. Like when you buy a banana, it doesn't tell you what's in the banana. It just says
banana.
When you buy a carrot, it doesn't say XYZ, XYZ. It says carrot. And if you have a lot of those single ingredient foods, to me, I think that's a good way of eating really healthy.
所以说今天很多人是喜欢吃那种原型食物，就是里面它不是那种综合的。如果说今天你去看任何的果汁饮料后面那个 nutrition facts， 好，你会发现到说，哦，里面好像有各式各样你看不懂那些化学物质。老师现在这边所提到是说，如果说我们今天在选择食物的食材上面，尽量选择那种很单纯。如果是香蕉，它就是香蕉，它不是什么里面还有各式各样的东西的这种 single ingredient food。好，这个 ingredient 这个字我帮你拼一下哦。它这个字的意思呢，就是指食材或里面的这个元素等等。它的拼法是 ingr ingredient， 这个地方的话是 gredient ingredient。我再念一次哦 ingredient ingredient 就是指这个元素的意思。
That's right. So for me, I might have 14 or 15 kinds of food in my big pot, but they're all single ingredient. I mean, think like when you go to the supermarket. Take one thing, turn it over, it has like 15 things in it, right? To me, I want to eat less of that and more of banana, carrot, broccoli.
Yeah.
That's what I want to eat, personally.
没错。
Okay, while these ideas about sugar and energy may seem logical, Science tells us something different. I don't know. I was never convinced that sugar just makes you hyper.
Yeah, 所以这边的话，我们来看第一段第一句话，他说 While these ideas about sugar and energy may seem logical， 你先帮我看到这个 while 这个字。当你每次看到 while 的时候，往往它要提的是两件事情，而有的时候它们之间的关系是一种相反的概念。所以他说，虽然呢这些想法关于这个 sugar 糖还有 energy 能量之间。听起来看似 may seem logical， 另外这个 seem 也是一样，它只要出现这个 seem， 它后面一定还有话要讲，它一定会告诉你说，其实并非如此哦。我们来看看后面是不是这样？他说 Science tells us something different， 但科学呢却告诉我们不一样的一些想法。
Many studies tested whether people experience a sugar high after eating or drinking something that contains sugar.
好，我们来看下一句，他就讲说 Many studies tested， 好，很多的这个 studies， 我们来看一下这个字，它是研究的意思。如果今天提到研究的时候，翻成英文有两种选择，一个叫做 study， 好，这个 study 是可数的，所以你会说 a study or studies。另外一个字叫 research。Research 它是不可数的，所以你在用 research 这个时候呢，你就把它当作不可数，它比较不会加上复数的形态。这边他说许多的这些研究呢，去测试 whether people experience a sugar high after eating or drinking something that contains sugar。然后这些实际测试呢，就发现到人们在吃完或是喝完含糖的东西之后，是不是会出现这种吃完糖之后的兴奋感呢？我们之前有提到这个 sugar high， 好，他们讲的就是这样的一个感觉。
Yeah, experience here just means have a sugar high. And Anthony took the words out of my mouth with many studies and research. So let's move on. These studies or research shows that having a sugar high is just a myth.
啊，果然你看，结果研究结果显示呢 ，these studies show that 好 having a sugar high is just a myth。如果你说什么东西 is just a myth， 代表 it's not true， 好，不是真 ，that's not the case。好，在这里的话 ，a myth 就是指一种迷思。事实上，我们不会因为吃了糖之后真的出现这种兴奋感。这种兴奋感到底是怎么回事呢？我们下段会讲。
We could also say just a myth or an old wives' tale. Now, if you saw our show earlier this month about Shadow and Bone, we talked about this word tale, T-A-L-E, just means story. An old wives' tale is a nice way to say this. But be careful, because when we say old wives, we don't mean wife, W-I-F-E. It's W-I-V-E-S, an old wives' tale. Be careful there.
没错，在使用的时候要特别注意一下。如果说今天知道某个东西是个迷思的话，也可以使用老师刚刚使用的说法。
Okay, let's take a quick break here. And when we come back, we got paragraph 2. All right, friends, welcome back to Enjoy English School. We're looking at Are You Fueled by Sugar? We're talking about sugar highs, and we just learned that sugar highs are just a myth. Let's look at this research, at this study. One study also looked at the behavior of parents.
好，在这段里面呢，我们提到另外一个研究，他说 One study also looked at the behavior of parents。他不只是研究孩子哦，他们还反过头来研究父母的行为。
I like this experiment. Let's see how this works. So we could say, look at a kid. We gave him sugar. Is he hyper? Well, I don't know. Look at him usually, right? Let's look at this study. One group of parents was told their children drink something that contains sugar.
好，他告诉你说了 ，One group of parents， 有一组的父母呢，被告知说 was told their children drank something that contains sugar。他说，哎，你的孩子呢，刚刚喝了一些含糖的东西，好，被告知这样的事情。
Okay, pick up your pens here. One group of parents was. Let's underline this phrase. So we have was. Was is singular, but Anthony, Tim, 他说 parents. Parents is plural, right? So why do we say was? 这个不是 were 吗? No, because one group. 没有一群. That's singular. So draw your arrow from one group to was. This is called subject-verb agreement. It's really annoying.
太重要了。所以这边的话，真正的这个主词的话是 one group。 然后 of parents 的话是包含在里面的，所以真正主词是一个单个的，所以我们要说 was told.
Let's continue. Another group of parents was told their children drank something without sugar.
好，另外呢 another group of parents 另外一组的这个父母呢 was told their children drank something without sugar. 好，告诉他们说，你的孩子喝的东西呢里面没有含糖。
In fact, all of the children had the same drink, which had no sugar. It was whiskey.
No. OK, 所以他这边的话呢，他就告诉你说，事实上呢，所有的孩子他们喝的呢东西都是没有含糖的饮料。然后老师刚刚开玩笑说，他只是喝威士忌，更糟。
Yeah, I'm joking. But I like this idea. So, hey, your kid drank some sugar. This kid didn't drink sugar. Nobody had sugar. Parents who believed their children had drunk the sweet drink said their children were more hyper than usual.
好，所以在这边的话，他告诉你说了，实验结果发现到说，小朋友都没有喝含糖的，但是其中一组父母是被告知说，您的孩子有喝含糖，另外一组告诉你说没有喝含糖的。结果是什么呢？ Parents who believed their children had drunk the sweet drink. 好，那些被告知说你的孩子有喝含糖饮料，那些父母呢？他们的想法是什么 ？Said their children were more hyper than usual. 他们会觉得说，我的孩子好像比平常还亢奋哦，只因为他被告知的是一个错误的资讯嘛，对不对？所以他以为说，应该是糖让我的孩子变得更亢奋。所以，即便孩子都没有吃任何的糖，但是他在他眼里，他也觉得孩子变得比平常更亢奋了。
This makes me. Is this a study about confirmation bias? Right? Because like you already believe sugar makes you hyper. Your kid drinks sugar. He's like, look at this animal.
Yeah.
It's confirmation bias.
Yeah, 这是认知的一种偏误，就是你一开始认定的东西之后，你就会去看所有的东西都来去支持你这样的想法，你就失去了客观的那个叫 confirmation bias。好，就是 bias 指的就是一种偏误，或者说今天对某些认知的偏见。
Were you ever part of an experiment as a child?
No.
I was. Can I tell you that? Yes, I was.
Yeah.
I remember this. So people wonder why I remember stupid things from my past. I just do. So when I was a little kid, I went to the science museum. And they had an experiment. And my dad said, yeah, my son can do it. And so they asked me first, like, are you a good puzzle solver? And there was these little steps. And you had to take a person and put them on the step. Like, the best step was like number 10. And I was like 8. Yeah, I can do puzzles. I know how to do puzzles.
Yeah.
So then you sit down and you do the puzzle, and then they're like, okay, you're going to do it a second time. We'll give you a second puzzle. And there's a TV across from you, and you have to beat the kid on the TV. And the kid on the TV was like the fastest person I've ever seen. The kid was like, pa, 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 pa. Like, 现在明白他当然有练习.
Right.
And then after they ask you, how confident are you as being a puzzle solver? So I went from 8 to like a 1. I felt terrible. Because this kid was so good. And now I think as an adult, they were testing a child's confidence after getting like smacked down by like the best, right?
They're so cruel.
Yes. This kid was so fast at these puzzles, but there you go. That was an experiment I took part in.
没错，老师在开玩笑，因为他之前讲到说，他在小的时候，他还记得很多小时候发生的一些有趣的一些蠢事。那他曾经有一次呢，是在那个 Science Museum， 就是那种科博馆一样的地方。然后他爸爸呢跟他呢就讲说 ，OK， 他们有些实验嘛，就发现要问这个小朋友说，你是不是很会做很会拼那个拼图啊？我很会啊。你觉得1到10的话，你是大概很烂，我大概是8吧，我很强的。于是呢，他就被邀请了，就去参加这个实验。然后在实验里面，他要求说 ，OK， 你看看你这个电视里面小朋友在这个拼图，你只要比他快就可以了。就那个电视里面那个小朋友一定是练习过，拼图拼得超级快的，
超级快。
然后等他就去比了之后，然后之后再问他说，你觉得你自己很擅长拼图吗？你1到10大概是几？我大概是1。
Yeah, I was so sad. I on the stairs, I took my man and brought him all the way down.
好悲伤。
I remember the woman. I wonder what they were studying. I wish I could read that study. But yeah, I was part of the study. It was very not nice, lady. Not nice.
Not nice.
Okay. Let's continue. All right, back to our story. It shows that parents believe sugar makes their children hyper despite the fact that it doesn't actually affect their behavior.
好，所以他最后结论告诉你说呢，他这个结果显示出什么呢？Parents believe sugar makes their children hyper. 父母呢，他们就是相信吃糖的话就会让我的孩子变得更亢奋。Despite the fact that, 即便呢 it doesn't actually affect their behavior. 事实上，这件事情根本没有影响到他们的行为，因为这些孩子根本没吃糖，在你眼中他们还是这样的亢奋，那感觉上这就是你自己的偏误所造成的结果。
Do you ever experiment in your classroom? Like would try different methods?
Try different methods
like you're just experimenting with classes. This class I'll do this, this class I won't, and you compare.
Definitely, yes.
You know what experiment I tried? Students, listen to me. This is one experiment I tried. I took test words, and I said, this is on the final test. Here are the words right here. I'm giving you the answers. I'm telling you, study these words, and you'll get a 100. And you know what? A big chunk of my class didn't study the words. I was so mad at them.
I
said, I will tell you, instead of saying study all the words, you need to know all of them, I said, here are all the words on the test. Study these, and you'll get a 100. And many kids didn't study. I was so mad at them.
天哪
Yeah,
so it's so sad.
坏，
对，都已经告诉你答案就在这里面了，你好好把这些读好就好了。
This is the answer right here. And they wouldn't.
可恶
They took my hand and smacked it away.
All
right, let's take a quick break. And when we come back, more horrible human experiments. Hey friends, welcome back to Enjoy English School. We are on pages 30 and 31, I think, and it is our final paragraph asking, are you fueled by sugar? Do you eat a lot of sugar in your daily diet?
No, not really.
Not really. What's the like your do you want, like when you want a snack, do you go for salty foods or
salty food? Crackers.
Crackers, like what?
Like 苏打饼干.
Oh, yeah. Sure. Roy likes those too, like 海带香.
Yeah.
Those are good, yeah. I like salty food more than sweet food, yeah, personally too.
Yeah.
All right. So let's look at our final paragraph. So what is really happening when people eat sugar?
好，我们来看这一段的第一句话，他说 So what is really happening when people eat sugar? 那人们在吃糖之后，到底真正发生了什么事情呢？这段要给你一些解答咯。
Sugar can make people feel happy.
Sugar can make people feel happy. 糖呢会让人觉得很快乐。
Do you believe people can become addicted to sugar?
Yeah, definitely.
I think so too. I think America has this problem, sugar addiction. You just need really sweet food and then just more and more and more. So it's harder to quit. Everybody I know that says that when they go to America and they eat American food, they say too much sugar.
没错，老师刚刚用到一个很重要的字，就是 get addicted to， 就是对什么东西上瘾了。Addicted, A-D-D-I-C-T 是它原型，但我们在使用的时候都会加上 ed 变成 VPP 过去分词。Get addicted to something 就是对什么东西上瘾。老师说呢，在美国很多人都有这样的问题，对糖产生了上瘾的感觉。
Yeah, I can't eat American like candy anymore. It's way too sweet. It's gross, disgusting. Okay, when people eat sugar, the brain releases chemicals that can make people feel good.
原来是这样啊 When people eat sugar, 当人们吃糖的时候 the brain, 脑袋呢 releases chemicals that can make people feel good. 脑袋会释放出这些化学物质 that can make people feel good, 让人觉得心情愉快。可能有听过脑袋，比如说你吃了一个那个巧克力，对不对？脑袋会释放很多的那个 dopamine, 那种多巴胺一样的东西，会让你觉得哇，心情很愉悦的感觉。
I just like the way I never really feel that personally. Maybe some people, maybe more than others, right?
Yeah, 没错。
The Maroon 5 song right here says, "Sugar tastes good." This stupid song keeps playing in my head. This effect. Get your highlighters ready, everybody. This effect could be the reason why people think sugar gives them more energy.
好，所以也因为这样子 this effect or affect 老师念成 affect 我的话我会念 effect 这个字呢是名词，好，这是这样子的这种影响，这样子的效果。我们在上一段的时候最后结尾的地方有看到 affect their behavior， 好，那个地方的话是 affect。这个时候，这个 affect 是动词，意思是影响到什么什么东西。我的记法很简单，如果是 A 开头的这个字的话，就是 A for action， 所以是动词。那在这边我们这一段提到 this effect， 好，就是影响一开头的，我们把它当成名词来记。这样的效果呢 ，could be the reason why， 或许就能解释说 people think sugar gives them more energy， 人们为什么觉得吃糖会给他们更多能量。
Yeah, this is a tricky one for many foreigners. They use this wrong. In fact, I still have a sentence I ask myself to make sure I didn't use it wrong because it's affect or effect, it's the same word, right? So especially when you're talking, I have a sentence I read once and I still use it. It's a little hard for maybe you guys, but it's a sentence you can think about. A for action is good. So I always said the arrow affected the aardvark. An aardvark is an animal that eats ants. The effect was eye-popping. So an arrow affected the aardvark. We could see that the arrow hits like the aardvark in its bum, right? And the effect was eye-popping. We see the and then effect with E.
Yeah.
Eye-popping, you say E.
Oh.
It's easier for foreigners, this one, because the words are kind of hard. Yeah, there has to be an easier way. We got to work on this one.
没错，所以老师的话有另外有一个画面的，我觉得蛮好的，就是很像是 the arrow， 就是那个箭射到了一个动物的身上。
可爱的 not like 很可怕。
而且很可爱的，然后这样子，所以它是 A affected the aardvark， 好一种 ant eater， 然后呢后面它的 the effect 这个效果呢 is eye popping， 因为这个 effect 是 E 开头的。eye popping 也是 E 开头的，这样的话就可以记得一个是动词，一个是名词 ，A 这样的感觉。
It shows how tricky this is. You have two people that teach English for a living, and it's both like, here are these two hard words.
Yes.
All right, here we go. While sugar highs aren't real, it is still a good idea to have small amounts of sugar at times.
好，所以最后结论告诉你说。While 又来了 ，while 在讲两件事情。While sugar highs aren't real， 好，即便呢这种吃完糖之后的兴奋感，其实不是真的糖所造成的，对不对？好，不是真的。It is still a good idea， 好，做什么事情还是一个不错的主意。什么事呢 ？To have small amounts of sugar at times。偶尔呢，吃点糖还是个不错的主意哦。
Yeah, this sentence, I actually asked Anthony what he thought about this sentence because to me, I want to make sure it's clear. Like to me, it's like sugar highs aren't real and it's okay to have some sugar. I agree, it's okay to have sugar sometimes, but I want to make sure that the meaning is clear here. It's like we don't want to eat too much sugar. So there are a couple ways you could phrase it. So we have small amounts. 前面没有so this is kind of like, it's a little bit negative.Right? We're not encouraging you to eat bags of sugar.
没错，我们并没有要求你说你多吃点糖没问题啦。虽然说今天吃完糖之后的兴奋感也不是真的，也不是真正糖造成的，然后你也不要吃太多糖，但是偶尔吃点糖 it doesn't hurt， 无伤大雅。
I think in most things in life, some of the best advice is everything in moderation. You just don't go too far in one direction.
适量就好。老师刚刚提到 in moderation 的拼法是 moderation。When you say do something in moderation, 意思就是适量的做这件事。
Yeah, and you can eat some ice cream. You won't die. But if you only eat ice cream, or if you say, if I eat 1 spoon of ice cream, I die, it's too far, right? Everything in moderation. Okay.
Right.
So with that, we are done at Enjoy English School for today, but we'll see you guys next month.
Yeah.
Next month.
Definitely.
Next month. So we're going to take a 31 extended day break.
Yeah.
We'll see you next month at Enjoy English School. I'm Chris Gorski.
I'm Anthony.
We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.